creating a workout for you all to participate in. Thanks for joining me. My name is Lisa Ciatola. I'm the parent of Sophia in C group and Benjamin in M group. I am certified in group exercise, youth fitness, and personal training. Personal training is my passion. I have a complete gym in my basement, and I train people, and currently we're following big time COVID procedures. Everybody's wearing masks, I am too. So it's nice to finally get a workout with you all without the masks. If you are not cleared by your doctor to exercise, and or you have any body aches or constraints, maybe your knees bother you, or your lower back, any body aches, muscle pains, joint pains, please do not participate this until you go see your doctor. Feel free to contact me with any questions. My phone number and name are on the Genesee directory. I'd be glad to talk to each and every one of you. So we will lead a 30-minute full body workout. It will include a warm-up, a cardio intense muscle strengthening body, and a cool down. So let's begin with our warm-up. I'll explain each different warm-up prior to starting, and we'll do each one for about 40 seconds. The first one I like to call the inchworm. I'm going to start at one end of my mat. My feet are hip-width apart. I'm going to take my fingertips, put them down towards my feet while keeping my legs pretty straight. If yours have a bend in them, that's perfectly fine. And I'm just going to slowly walk my fingers forward to the front of the mat till I reach a plank position. And at that point, I'll slowly walk my fingers and hands back towards my toes. Without standing up, I'll keep going until that 40 seconds is over. Plank, come back. So let's get started with our first warm-up. Let's go. It's a countdown. And begin. Walk those hands out till you're in a plank, then walk them back towards your toes. And repeat. Walk those hands forward, get into a plank, and walk the hands back towards your toes. We're halfway there, folks. I feel this in my hamstrings and my upper body. That's why it's a great warm-up exercise. We're waking up all the muscles in our body. And we're done with that warm-up. Our next warm-up is we're going to have our feet hip-width apart, hands out to the side, mirror me. We're going to twist and take our gaze to that side and twist now to the other side as our gaze follows. Come back to center, reach one hand up to the sky, bend over to one side, come back to center, take the other arm and hand, reach it up and over, stretch to that side, back to center, hands back out to your sides, twist, twist, reach, reach, waking up that spine. Ready? Let's go. Get into position. Our timer will start in 3 seconds. Here we go. Twist, twist, reach, reach, twist, twist, this 40-second stretch.
10 seconds.
That stretch is done. Next, we have hands behind the head. We're going to hinge at our hips. This is called good morning. This is what it looks like from the front. Our feet are hip width apart. We're going to hinge at the hips and bow down. Soft knees. This may be a little too aggressive for some of you. If you come right here, that's fine. Go to a point that is comfortable for you. I feel a nice stretch in my hamstrings, and my lower back is getting woken up. Ready? Let's go. Feet hip width apart, hands behind the head. Get ready to hinge at the hips. Good morning. Good morning. It's such an appropriate name for this warm-up. Feel the stretch in your hamstrings. I'm going to turn again to the side for those of you that want the other visual.
Halfway there. 10 seconds.
Your body should be warming up for the bulk of our training session today. And last but not least is our final warm-up. And for this one, I like to have the chair handy. Sometimes my balance isn't all there. So, it's a hip hug. So bring one knee up to your chest. Hug it in. I like to hold on to the chair for stability. Then bring your foot by grabbing your ankle, the front of your ankle, bring your foot behind you, and you'll feel a nice stretch through your thigh. Your quad will feel great, and thank you. Then I'm going to switch hands for balance. Do the same thing with the other leg. Hug it into my chest, then grab the front of my ankle with that hand and pull that leg back so the heel of my foot is getting close to my glute, and feel that stretch through the front quad. So hug, pull, switch hands, hug, pull. Some of you may be able to do that without grabbing the chair. If that works for you, great. So let's get ready for this last warm-up. Hug that knee into your chest. Grab the front of that ankle. Bring that heel towards your glute. Let go. Switch hands. Hug the other knee up into your chest. Grab the front of the ankle. Pull the heel back towards your glute. Feel that through your front quad. Switch. Hug the knee. Pull the front of the ankle. Feels so good. I hope you all
10 seconds.
are also enjoying this warm-up portion of the workout. All right, now we're going to do a HIIT style training. Our hearts are going to get really worked up. Our temperature should rise. Our muscles are going to be doing a lot of work. I'm setting up our timer. We're going to do a 40 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest, and we're going to do 4 rounds of these. And there's 4 different exercises. So I'm going to explain the exercises prior to starting. The first one is a 007 reverse lunge. I call it 007 because my hands are out towards the front. I make a gun. The kids love it. My feet are facing forward. I'm going to pick a leg and take it back behind me in a lunge position. Some of you may feel comfortable in a complete lunge where your knee is hovering the ground. Others may feel comfortable here. Find a place that's your comfort level. Twist towards the planted front leg. So twist, come back to forward, bring that foot back to the front, and switch legs. Take the other foot back behind you. Find the lunge position that's comfortable for you. Twist towards the front planted leg. Take it back to middle. And again, twist, twist. So we're going to complete that for 40 seconds and rest for 15. Then we're going to go straight into the second exercise of this portion, which is a mountain climber. That looks like this. Put your hands on the ground, get on your toes. For some of you, it may look like walking the feet in alternately and walking them back to the start position. As such. Others may feel comfortable with a hot jog. So find what's comfortable for you. And it might be a combination of both. That's completely fine. Again, if any of this is too aggressive and you need a good rest even before the 15 seconds comes into play, when in doubt, march it out. Your body's still moving. You're still maintaining an elevated heart rate and you're getting benefits. So reverse 007 lunges, mountain climbers. The third part of this is an ab workout. Get on your back, push your back into the floor, so not even a slip of paper can get in between your back and the floor. My hands are out to the side. I'm going to lift my feet up. This is real aggressive for me because my feet are lower to the ground. The higher I get, the easier it is for me to maintain my back against the floor. And this may be what I choose to do for the 40 seconds because I'm feeling the benefits in my abs already. If you feel like being more aggressive, you can add the scissor part to it, which is taking the feet, pulling them apart from each other, making a V with your legs. Bring it back. So for the 40 seconds, you may do something like this. You may even be down here doing something like this, which is very aggressive for this girl. But find a place that works for you, or even hold them in place if that works for you. And the last but not least of this 4 round HIIT training, you're going to do a frog hop squat, or a frog squat. My feet are a little more than hip width apart. I'm going to squat down. For some of you, a squat may look like this, which is fine. For some of you, you may be able to get your thigh parallel to the ground, that's fine. In this instance, we're going to aim to reach the floor. If you have that flexibility, go for it. Tap the floor. Some of you might want to just stand up. If you have a partial squat, just stand back up, squeeze the glutes. Every time you stand up, push through those heels, squeeze the glutes. Others that want the most intense version of this may touch down to the ground and hop up, like a frog. I'll also give you pointers throughout. I can't see you all, but you can see me, so feel free to look back at the screen. We are going to get the timer set up, and we are going to start working. Ready? We have a 10-second pause. We're going to start with those reverse 007 lunges. Ready? Go. Remember, if you can't get low to hover the back knee over the ground and you're somewhere up here, that's perfectly acceptable. We're halfway through. As you can see, my balance gets challenged with this. toes. If you need to walk it in and walk it back, that's fine. If you want to jog it forward, that's fine. Find a pace that's comfortable for you. Feel free to change it up. If you want to jog it out for the part of it, and then catch your breath for part of it. Whatever
10 seconds.
feels good to you in the moment is where you should be.
Rest.
15 seconds rest. The next thing is get on your backs and work those abs. Remember, find a place that allows you to keep your back pushed into the floor. Lift your legs, your feet off the ground. This is where you're at, that's great. This is where you're at, that's great. The back should be in contact with the floor at all times. Feel free to increase the intensity by letting your feet go out to your sides and creating a V with your legs. And find the place that works for you in this moment. Rest for 15 seconds, and we're going to move on to the frog hop squats, if that's where you choose to be for the moment. Feet hip width apart, bend those knees to a place that's comfortable, stand back up, try and touch the ground, stand back up, touch the ground and hop if that's where you want to be. If you lose your momentum and want to march it out until you get back to a place where you can catch your breath, then start from the top. Find what's comfortable to you. All right, we did round one. We've got 3 more, the same exercises. So you might choose a different level that works for you this round or stay the same. Lunge, reverse lunges with a twist. 007 lunges. Feel free to look at the screen. Watch me if you forget what the exercise looks like.
10 seconds.
I'm breathing harder this round, that's for sure. Rest for 15 seconds, and then we start the mountain climbers. 5 seconds to go. Get in position.
Let's go.
Look at the screen if you need reminders. Feel free to increase the intensity by jogging it out with the legs.
Halfway there.
Tap, 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 tap.
10 seconds.
Rest for 15 seconds. Next is the abs with the scissors if you choose. Back is on the floor. No space between my back and the floor. Find where you want your feet to be. Take the feet out and bring them back together. If your back can't withstand all this activity, feel free to bring your feet all the way down, rest
10 seconds.
so you catch your breath and stamina, and then come back for more. Next is frog hop squats. Feet are hip width apart. You're going to try and touch the ground. As I squat, hop up. Remember, this might not work for everybody. Feel free to get in a squat, whatever position's comfortable for you. Push through those heels, squeeze the glutes with each one.
Halfway there. 10 seconds.
Halfway through this, we've got 2 more rounds. 007 reverse lunge is next.
Let's go.
Twist towards that planted front foot. If the twist is too aggressive, just do the feet. Find what's right for you in the moment.
Halfway there. 10 seconds.
My breathing is heavy now. Next is mountain climbers. 10 seconds. 5 more seconds, get into position.
Let's go. Halfway there. 10
Remember,
seconds.
you can also do the jog with the feet if you were able and willing. Next is the abs. And back on the floor, press that back into the floor, arms to the side, lift those legs, scissor them out to in.
Halfway there. 10 seconds.
I needed that rest. Frog hop squats. Feet hip width apart. Reach those hands down to the ground.
Let's go.
Stand up, squeeze the glutes, or add in that hop. Whatever works for you in a moment. Squeeze. Get that hop in. If you need something with more intensity,
Halfway there. 10 seconds.
you can't touch the ground, that's fine. Round 3 is move on to the next part of our fun. Reverse lunges with the twist. Take the one foot back, twist towards that front planted leg, or don't twist. If your balance is off, it's perfectly fine to just take a reverse lunge.
Halfway there. 10 seconds.
Next is mountain climbers. Catch your breath. 7 seconds. 5, get into place. Hands under your shoulders. Walk the feet in and out, or jog them in and out.
Halfway there. 10 seconds.
We have 2 more exercises. We're going to take a nice longer rest after these 2 exercises and get a water break. Get on your back for the abs.
Let's go.
Push that back to the floor. Take your feet off the ground, legs extended. Feel free to open and close them. Or stay right here. As long as that back is protected and pressed up against the floor, you're good.
Halfway there. 10 seconds.
Got the shakes going.
Rest.
And last is our frog hop squats, which don't look like much of a hop for me at this moment, but I'm good with that. Gonna tap the ground, come back up, squeeze the glutes. You wanna hop, more power to you. You had your Wheaties this morning. I may or may not have.
Halfway there.
20 more seconds. You will have earned your water break.
10 seconds.
All right, so the HIIT style training is done. The next thing we'll do is grab some water. Catch your breath a little bit. I'm going to set my timer up for true Tabata style, which is 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, and 8 rounds. So we'll have 2 different exercises to do here. Everybody has a love-hate with a burpee, but one of the exercises is a burpee, the other is a pulse squat. I'll demonstrate a burpee for you. The first variation would be feet are hip width apart. Our hands go down to the mat in front of us, and you can step each leg back. So you're in a plank, step them both forward. They're still hip width apart. Stand up. One more time. Feet, hands down to the mat. Feet are walked back one at a time, and then walked forward. Stand up. The other way to do a more aggressive. Hands down to the mat. Hop the feet back into a plank. Hop them forward. You can simply stand up, or the most aggressive is hands down, hop back into a plank, hop forward, hop up. You get to choose. And you find what works for you. Maybe round 1 is more aggressive than round 2, or reverse, whatever works. The second part of this Tabata training is a pulse squat. So my feet are hip width apart once again, and I'm just going to sit back as if there's a chair behind me. Feel free to actually use your chair if your legs are getting tired. And tap down, come up. Tap down, come up. This is a pulse squat. Don't come all the way up. Just pulse it out. For more aggressive pulse squats, free form, feet are hip width apart, pulse at whatever height works for you. For those that want something more aggressive, you might want to go lower with your pulse squat. Find your place that works for you. All right, 2 exercises. 4 rounds of each exercise. 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. Here we go. 10 seconds of rest. We're going to start with our burpees. Feet are hip width apart, hands go down on the mat. Walk the feet back into a plank, walk them forward, stand up. Hands back down, walk the feet back, hands up. Or hop them back, hop in front, hop up, hop them back, hop them forward, stand up. Pulse squat. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Find the depth that works for you. Good thing about these rounds, they're 20 seconds. There's not much you can't do for 20 seconds. Three more rounds of each of those. Burpees, once again. Feet hip width apart, hands down to the mat, plank it out. Pulse squats. Feet hip width apart. Pulse, pulse, pulse. My weight is primarily in my heels. I feel the burn. Back to burpees. Hands down on the mat. Plank it out. Hop it back forward. Stand up. Rest. These 10 seconds go by really quickly. All squats.
Halfway there.
10 seconds rest. Burpees are next. Last round. Hands down. You can do it. 10 more seconds. Wall squats.
Halfway there.
We're almost done. This part. Good job. Grab some water. Catch your breath. We have one more working section, then a cool down. So we're nearing the end. This next session is 4 minutes of work. Each round is a minute. We are going to have 2 exercises and no rest in between each minute. But every minute on the minute, you are going to perform 10 Supermans and 8 push-ups. A Superman looks like this. My stomach gets down on the ground. My legs are extended straight behind me. So are my arms. They're straight in front of me. I'm gonna reach my fingertips forward, reach my toes back as I lift my hands and feet off the ground. As such, I'm gonna hold that for a couple seconds, come back down. Up, come back down. If this is too aggressive for any of you, you can simply reach your hands up and lift them without bringing the feet off the ground. You can also feel free to put your hands under your chin and lift up that way. For the sake of the video, I'm going to lift my hands and feet off the ground, but find the place that works for you. That's the first part. The second part is a push-up. Some of you might not be able to do a traditional push-up, and that's okay. One option is to take your chair, take your hands on either side of the seat of your chair, get on your knees, bring your chest down to the chair, and push back. That's a push-up. Bend the elbows, extend the arms back, while keeping your whole body in a plank. So the glutes are activated. My whole body is moving from my knees up to my head in one motion, one plank. That's option 1. Option 2, place your hands shoulder width apart at chest level. Knees are bent. Bring the chest down to the ground. Back up. Down, back up. The most aggressive option, get on your toes. Hands are in the same position. Shoulder width apart. Wrists are directly under your shoulders. Bring the chest down, come all the way up. Down, all the way up. So you're going to do 8 push-ups. So 10 Supermans, 8 push-ups at the top of each of these 4 minutes. If all these push-ups are too aggressive for you, feel free to find a nice sturdy wall. Place your hands on that wall, feet a little bit away from the wall and hip width apart, and just lean into the wall and push back. Lean in, push back. That is also an acceptable push-up. Are we ready? Let's go. Supermans are going to be first. 10 of those followed straight into the push-ups. 1 minute rounds, 4 of these. Go, do your Supermans. Fingertips reach to the front. Toes reach back. My arms are straight, my legs are straight. Count to 10 of them. I'm on 4, 5, into my push-ups. 8 of those. All the way down, all the way extend your arms.
10 seconds.
All right, I just finished. We get a 5-second rest. Now we're back to 10 Supermans. Go. Push-ups for me, 8 of those.
Halfway there.
All the way down, extend the arms fully all the way up. Wrists should be under the shoulders. All right,
10 seconds.
8 more seconds and we're gonna do it all over again. 10 Supermans, 8 push-ups.
Let's go.
Go. Fingertips towards the front wall, toes towards the back. Really get a good stretch of the entire body. Feel like Stretch Armstrong. 10 of these. These always appear easier than they actually are.
Halfway there.
When you're done with those 10, go into your push-ups. Your elbows should go back behind you, not out to your sides like a chicken.
10 seconds.
Ooh, feeling those. One more round, Superman time. Our cool down comes after this, so make this count. Really stretch those fingers forward and those toes backwards. And when you're done those 10, go into your 8 push-ups.
Halfway there.
Make sure your whole body is moving in the same plane. My abs are doing some work, my glutes are doing some work. My chest is feeling this. And so are my shoulders.
10 seconds.
All right. See if we can get those all in. Good job. Finally, we made it to the cool down. I'm going to grab a quick sip of water. Then meet me on the floor. I am going to sit on the floor. I'm going to bend my legs and bring my feet together. I'm not the most flexible person. I know this about myself. We're going to get our adductors nice and stretched, our inner thighs. Keep your chest up and lean forward till you feel a nice stretch on your inner thighs. And release. One more time. Grab those feet and lift the chest and hinge at your hips. Feel the stretch of your inner thighs. And release. Straighten one leg out in front of you. Keep the other one bent. Bring that bent leg's foot into your inner thigh. You're going to reach for the other extended legs, toes of that foot. If you can reach them, great. If not, that's great too. Just feel a nice stretch in the back of your leg. Keep the chest up and reach. I feel that in my lower back too, stretching it out nicely. And release. And one more time. Reach for those toes, stretch, stretch. And release. Switch legs, extend the bent leg, bend the extended leg, bring that foot into your inner thigh, and reach for the toes on that extended leg. Reach, reach. Keep the chest up and the gaze up to avoid a rounded back. And release. And try again, and maybe you'll get a little further this time in your stretch. Reach. And release. Straighten both legs. Pick a leg to bend up towards you. Take that foot of the bent leg over the knee of the extended leg. Hug the knee with the opposite arm. Hug it in towards your chest. Place the other loose hand behind your bum out from your body about 8 inches and gaze over your shoulder. Get a nice twist and you'll feel that in your glute. Twist, it feels so good. And release, extend the bent leg and the opposite leg over the knee of the extended leg. Hug the bent knee into your body. Place the loose hand behind your bum and out from your body about 8 inches and twist and try and gaze over your shoulder, your back shoulder, and feel the stretch in your glute. And release. For the last 2 stretches, we're going to stand up. Feet are hip width apart. Take your arms, reach them up. Take the hands together, take the palms up towards the ceiling, and move the palms toward the back wall. And feel that stretch through your chest. And release. Take one arm, extend it out in front of you. Take the other arm that's by your body. Grab the extended arm and pull it close in towards your body. And stretch out the shoulder of that extended arm. Feel that stretch. And release. And do the same thing with the opposite arm. This is our last thing here. I hope you all enjoyed our workout. I certainly did. Feel free to reach out to me if you want any pointers. Or I'm in Ellicott City, if any of you want to come personal train with me and really gain some strength. That is what I truly love, and I